it just went downhill like a domino effect from the moment with Checo, and then balance just got more and more snappy, more and more oversteery.
Mercedes, which seemed to have found the path to redemption, surprised us with a dramatic turn of events. From a promising start in free practice to a disastrous Saturday in qualifying, the German team experienced heaven and hell in a matter of hours. What happened to Mercedes? How was Lewis Hamilton eliminated so early in qualifying? And what can we expect for the race? In this video, we'll dive deep into this story of rise and fall, analyzing every detail of this crazy weekend in Zandvoort. Now let's go back in time, more precisely to Friday, when Mercedes made us believe we were about to witness a triumphant return. The free practice sessions in Zandvoort were nothing short of spectacular for the German team. George Russell, in a display of pure speed and control, led FP2 with an impressive time of 1:10.702. But it wasn't just Russell who shined. Lewis Hamilton wasn't far behind, setting the third best time of the session. The entire paddock was buzzing. Had Mercedes finally found the magic formula to challenge Red Bull and McLaren? Hamilton's optimistic statements after practice only increased this expectation. "It's a big difference compared to last year. The car is definitely feeling more alive and we're right up there at the front," Hamilton said, barely able to contain his enthusiasm. But what was behind this sudden improvement in performance? The answer was literally under the car. Mercedes brought a new floor to Zandvoort, a part that had been tested and removed in Spa. Andrew Shovlin, Mercedes trackside engineering director, confirmed that the new floor would stay on the cars for the rest of the weekend. It was a vote of confidence and a high-stakes bet by the team. The new floor wasn't just about pure speed. The drivers reported that the car was more predictable, more alive. This meant they could push harder, trust the car more, and extract those precious tenths of a second that make all the difference in F1. Mercedes seemed to have finally found the key to unlocking the true potential of the W15. And it wasn't just Mercedes who was impressed. Lando Norris of McLaren admitted that Mercedes seemed to be the fastest at the moment. Coming from a driver who has been consistently on the podium in recent races, that was quite a compliment. The entire paddock was waiting. Would this be the weekend we'd see Mercedes return to the top of the podium? But then came Saturday, and with it, a twist worthy of a Hollywood script. Qualifying began, and all eyes were on the silver cars. Expectations were high, after all. Following their performance in free practice, it seemed we were about to see an epic battle for pole position. Q1 passed without major scares, with Hamilton and Russell advancing to Q2, but that's when the nightmare began for the German team. While Russell managed to qualify for Q3, finishing in a respectable fourth place, Hamilton faced a total disaster. The seven-time world champion, the man who holds the record for poles in F1, was eliminated in Q2, finishing in a shocking 12th place. The paddock fell silent. Mercedes fans around the world couldn't believe what they were seeing. How was this possible? How could the team that seemed so dominant in free practice fall so dramatically when it mattered most? Theories began to emerge immediately. Was it a car setup problem? Had track conditions changed drastically? Or had Mercedes bet all its chips on a setup that worked well for practice but not for qualifying? Hamilton's fall wasn't just a blow to his own championship aspirations, but also a hard hit to Mercedes' hopes in the Constructors' Championship. With Russell in fourth and Hamilton far behind, the team suddenly found itself in a much more difficult position than expected after Friday's promising practice sessions. This unexpected qualifying result not only shook the team's confidence, but also had a significant impact on Mercedes' hopes for both championships, drivers, and constructors. In the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes had been on the rise, trying to close in on Ferrari. With the mixed result in qualifying, Russell in fourth and Hamilton in 12th, the German team now finds itself in a delicate position. They will need an exceptional performance from both drivers in the race to minimize the damage and keep their aspirations of finishing the season in third place alive. For Hamilton, the situation in the Drivers' Championship became a bit complicated. The seven-time champion was on a good run, achieving podiums in recent races. This early elimination in qualifying puts even more pressure on his shoulders. Every point will be crucial from here on out, if he wants to finish the season in a respectable position. Meanwhile, Mercedes' rivals seem to be on the rise. McLaren, with Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, showed once again that their car is capable of fighting for top positions. Red Bull, even with Max Verstappen facing some challenges, remains the team to beat. And we can't forget Ferrari, which even with its inconsistencies, managed to place both its drivers ahead of Hamilton. The contrast between expectations after free practice and the reality after qualifying couldn't be greater. It's a cruel reminder of the unpredictable and often harsh nature of Formula One. In a matter of hours, Mercedes went from favorite to underdog, from hunter to hunted. But, as we know, in F1 nothing is decided until the checkered flag is waved. The race is still to come, and with it, the chance for redemption. Russell, starting fourth, has an excellent opportunity to fight for a podium. And Hamilton? Well, we've seen the seven-time champion perform miracles starting from much worse positions. Now with all this scenario established, let's look ahead. What can we expect for Sunday's race in Zandvoort? Well, one thing is certain. There will be no shortage of excitement. Starting with George Russell, the young Brit has an excellent opportunity starting from fourth position. The pace shown in free practice suggests he has a car capable of fighting for the podium. If Russell can get a good start and avoid problems in the first few laps, he may well be fighting with the leaders throughout the race. But what about Lewis Hamilton? Well, if there's one thing we've learned over the years, it's that we should never underestimate a seven-time world champion. Starting from 12th position, Hamilton will face a big challenge. However, it wouldn't be the first time we've seen him make a spectacular recovery race. The key for Hamilton will be strategy and tire management. Speaking of strategy, Zandvoort is a track where it can make all the difference. With difficult overtaking, choosing the right moment for pit stops and managing traffic will be crucial. Mercedes will have to be creative and bold if they want to maximize their results. And we can't forget the weather factor. The forecasts for Sunday are uncertain, with chances of rain. If the weather changes, all bets are off. A race in the rain could be exactly what Hamilton needs to make a heroic recovery. Regardless of Sunday's outcome, this weekend in Zandvoort has already left valuable lessons for Mercedes. The first and most obvious is the importance of consistency throughout the entire weekend. Performing well in free practice is great, but it's in qualifying and the race where points are scored. The team has also learned that, despite recent improvements, there's still work to be done. The new floor looks promising, but clearly there are still adjustments to be made to extract its maximum potential in all conditions. Who do you think will shine in Zandvoort? And if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button right now so you don't miss any analysis and discussion about the world of Formula One. Until next time, folks, may the best win in Zandvoort.